Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. Well, I love the holiday season, not only because the weather starts getting cooler and everybody starts showing all of their wonderful creations and decorations, but you can also create cards that are a little bit more embellished. Now, I know you can do this all year round, but let me tell you, mailing some of these more embellished cards can get a little pricey. And with the holidays, we're typically visiting family and friends, and we can easily hand deliver some of these over embellished cards. So I wanted to share with you my process for creating this fall card. And it's really easy, so I want to go ahead and show you how easy you too can create an over embellished card to give to a family or friend this holiday season. All right, so typically when I start out, I'll cut out all of my pieces because I like to have everything at my fingertips. And then from there, I'll just go ahead and I will mat down my coordinating cardstock on a colored piece of paper. Now, of course, this is a fall card, so you're going to want to stick with some of your autumn colors, and I'm working with some oranges today. Now, when I'm working with these paper flowers, typically I'm going to be gluing it down with my hot glue gun. So you're going to want to have some sort of base that will hold up the heat. If you use thicker cardstock, that typically will work as well. But I'm using a foam piece of glitter. It's not paper, it's glitter foam. And I cut it into a tag. And this is what's going to house my flowers. I'm also going to use some buttons. So remember, you are going to be adding some weight to this card, so keep that in mind when you are picking out your cardstock. So once I have a general idea of my layout, I'm going to go ahead and get out my sentiment, which is going to be my focal point of my card, and I'm going to stamp it using some black Archival ink as well as my MISTI. Now this sentiment is from STAMPlorations, and she has some really great fall Thanksgiving cards in her shop. They can be used not only for Thanksgiving, but also as thank you cards. And these over embellished cards make really great hostess gifts. So if somebody is inviting you over for Thanksgiving and you want to take them maybe some wine or just a little gift, wouldn't it would be wonderful to also create an over embellished card that you can also give them, and something maybe they even want to display on their Thanksgiving table. So using my MISTI, I was able to stamp my image several times to get a nice, dark, crisp image. And then after I was happy with the stamping, I did use my Tonic paper slicer to cut it into a rectangle. Now, if you are going to be stamping on some designer cardstock to match your holiday card, you want to make sure that the cardstock is a little bit lighter, because remember, you are going to be stamping a sentiment, and you want to make sure that that sentiment is nice and clear. Now, the cardstock that I'm using has some of the yellow tones, so my black Archival ink showed up really nicely on it. And then after I trimmed off the bottoms of the sentiment as well as the sides, I did round off the corners just to have a nice finished look. Okay, so now that I have my focal point along with my other elements that I'm going to be using to decorate my card, it's time to put it together. Now, before you started your card, you probably want to have your glue gun plugged in, because you're going to want it to be nice and hot. When you go to glue down your flowers, you want to make sure that that glue is very liquid, really hot, so that way you can get a nice amount on your flower and it will stick well. Sometimes when I use my glue gun, if it's not quite hard enough, some glue does come out, but it's just not quite hard enough to make that flower stick. And I ended up having to pull some of the flowers off. And if you do that, you might tear your designer paper. So just make sure that your glue gun is nice and hot. Okay, so now it's time to create the layout on the card. I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive to the back of that glitter orange foam that I cut out, and I'm going to put it right in the middle. And then I'm going to take that sentiment that I stamped, and I'm going to adhere that right on top of my foam. Now, once I have that in place, I'm going to go ahead and take some ribbon, or in this particular case, I'm going to add some vintage lace, and I'm going to tie it around the back. I'm creating a vintage inspired card, so anytime you can get some old lace or buttons and flowers, it really will create a nice look on your card. And you guys, this is so simple. There is not a lot of techniques or a lot of skill involved in this. It's just a matter of having the supplies and being able to place it. So I don't want you to be intimidated when you try to create some of these embellished or vintage cards, because as you can see, the process is really simple. It's just a matter of having the supplies and having the courage to pull out that glue gun and actually embellish your card. Now, one thing that you want to make sure you do before you actually start adding some of those bigger elements like your flowers, you want to go ahead and adhere your decorated top of your card to the base of your card. And this is because once you start to embellish the top of your card, it's going to be really hard to add that adhesive to the back of it to add it to your white base. So get it glued down first exactly how you want it, and then from there start adding some of those bigger embellishments. Now, something happened when I was actually filming this video, and I lost some of the feed of me actually gluing down the flowers. But really all you're doing is once you add your sentiments and then you add the cover to the white part of your card, then you're just going to want to get your glue gun and start gluing down those flowers. Now, I added not only some flowers, but like I said, I added some buttons. And then I also had some nice little cute banners from Graphic 45 that I added on the top of the card. So it's just a matter of finding some of these cute little elements and adding them to embellish your card. And then once you have it all embellished, you can easily decorate the inside as well with some of your matching paper. So I hope that I've given you some ideas on how to create some over-embellished cards this holiday season. Remember, these cards are a little bit more difficult to put in the mail, but they're great for hand delivery. And keep in mind, if you want to actually keep these designs for yourself, you can easily frame these, and they make beautiful fall decor. All right, everybody, I will leave some more examples at the end of the video of some of the other embellished cards that I created, just to give you some more visual views and ideas. As always, I'll leave a list of all the products that I've used to create the card along with the links to the stores. If you've enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. And let me know if you've ever tried to create an over-embellished card or you just kind of stick to the flat ones. Not everybody actually dives into these over-embellished cards, but I just think they're beautiful. And Graphic 45 has some great paper to create some of these wonderful embellished cards. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you head out. And as always, I really appreciate you stopping by. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you again next time.